A couple of minutes ago, Boom released the full version of episode 70, and as we expected, a new scene appeared there. Although we thought that we would find out what happened to the Titans before they caught the Skibidi scientist, since we saw that the Titan TV man had a broken left screen, but there were other events in the new scene. But this scene was no less interesting, and now we have something to think about. And Boom also released a short version of episode 70, but there were no changes except music, so we will not discuss them. Also tomorrow, the 27th episode of the Skibidi multiverse will be released, and it will be one of the craziest episodes at this point. So be sure to subscribe to Elite Clockwoman so as not to miss the analysis of this episode. And also join my Discord as I have the latest news about Skibiditoilet and Skibidi multiverse. Hello friends, you're on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. No one expected that the full version would come out so quickly, and I myself was shocked that it came out right now. And also at the end of the full episode, a new scene appeared. But overall, I didn't notice any changes. But if I missed something, let me know. And at the end of part 3 of episode 70, we saw how Plunderman died, and the inscription camera offline. And then a new scene begins, and it turns out that all this time other agents were watching Plunderman. And when the camera turns around, we see wounded agents and cameraman doctors. And by the way, this is the first time we've seen this type of cameraman. We know that there are cameramen, scientists, and engineers, but we definitely haven't seen cameraman doctors, and it's funny. And we also see the cameraman logo that was in episode 49 when TV Woman saved Simp Cameraman, and it's possible that this is exactly the same laboratory, since we haven't seen it in full, and don't know how many departments there are. There's also an important detail here as we see a cameraman with a spear in his chest, and this reminds me of something, namely episode 65, because that's exactly what the Skibidi policeman shot with spears. But on the other hand, it's not logical since it was quite a long time ago, and I can't believe that this cameraman is lying here for so long. But perhaps this is a different cameraman, because in episode 67, Skibidi policeman also shot the driver in the chest with his spear, and I believe more that this is the cameraman from episode 67. And also an interesting detail is that we see here a blue circle that is very similar to the protective lens of a Titan cameraman. Or this is the core, and it is this core that gives energy to this room and works as a generator, and this makes sense. Also, for the first time in the series, we see the mechanical hands of the cameraman, and that proves that they are robots. But I have not forgotten the fact that some agents have blood, which we have seen several times. But I already mentioned that some agents have human body parts, and they also have emotions. But we know that robots cannot have emotions. But in any case, we will learn more about them in future episodes. And then we see new agents, and on the right is a large cameraman. And you might think that this is an ordinary cameraman, but for some reason he is in a red shirt, and we have not seen such a cameraman before. All large cameramen were in white shirts, and only the cameraman who died in episode 68 was in a blue shirt. And already in the new scene, we see a cameraman in a red shirt, and it seems to me that he is special. And also probably the most important cameraman is the cameraman detective, whom we have not seen before. And I don't even know what he does, but he clearly runs this unit, and we don't see him showing a thumbs up, although all the other agents showed this gesture in honor of the Plunderman. But why didn't he show a thumbs up? And what I say will sound funny, but it reminded me of a typical scene from a movie, how the police fail to cope with their duties and a cool dude from FBR comes and starts to lead everything. And perhaps this cameraman is exactly this cool dude, and he came from the main cameraman base. And since he's new here, maybe he doesn't know Plunderman, and they also don't usually show such a gesture, or they have a different gesture. It's all funny, but in fact it sounds believable. And we can also notice an old TV on the table and a folder next to him. And it seems to me that this is some kind of clue. Perhaps this detective suspects the TV men since we saw their books in this bunker, and now he is collecting information about them. But in any case, this scene was too short to say for sure, but I will try to analyze it in as much detail as possible, and if I find something, I will make a video about it. I also want to inform you that tomorrow there will be a cool video with a special guest that you have been waiting for. So be sure that you subscribe to the channel so as not to miss this video. And you were on the channel, and see you.